Not sure what you guys are going to be able to see, but I am now going to cut out the pickguard. Pickguard is cut out, and now I'm going to start trying to bevel it. Now I'm moving to sandpaper. That's not getting me where I want to go fast enough, so I'm going to turn to a razor blade and start scraping. It is time to finish the back of the neck. We are going to be doing so using tongue oil. We'll see how I do with it. You get to hang out and watch me succeed or fail. One way or the other, one will happen. Does it still reek? This should give us, you know, a nice feeling neck without too much buildup. I do wish I had some dyes right now, because it would be nice to put a bit of a amber tint to this. That is not currently an option. I just realized you guys probably think this thing is still black. I might have forgot to show you that. Hopefully that comes across in the video. So yeah, the whole guitar is getting a sparkle green finish. Definitely not a perfect finish, but I learned a ton. I'm definitely going to do another sparkle job. Now simply we wait for about 10 minutes, we come back and we buff it off. Alright. Coat numero dos. Here is my plan for locating the bridge on the pickguard. So I've drawn some straight lines back from where the holes are and off to the side of where the holes are. Now I'm going to get my pickguard aligned roughly where it should be, which I believe is around there. Let me try to point this down here. So what I really want to pay attention to is where this hole is going to go. Alright, now what I'm going to do is transfer that line, and this impossible to see from this angle line, which is right about there. That should get me in the neighborhood. All right, for tuners, I got hip shot. These are the vintage ones. They work for smaller holes, but I still think these holes are going to be too small. That's okay, I can drill them out. Would just be sweeter if I didn't have to. These are not staggered or anything like that. They're just because this is a tilt back headstock, so I didn't need staggered tuners. All the hip shot stuff that I've tried, I really love. And I'm glad they have these ones with the normal buttons, because I can't stand these buttons. I put these on that PRS like kit guitar I built. I just don't like them. Futuristic. Holes are still too small, so we're going to have to ream those out. The best way I've found to do this is to get yourself some calipers. I got these at Harbor Freight for like $8 or something. Measure your tuner post. And these are supposed to be 8.5, but they seem to go to about 8.6. So what you do is you get your reamer and you come down and mark your reamer. And then you know approximately how deep you have to go with the reamer. One thing it's important to remember, your reamer is tapered obviously, so you have to ream both sides of the headstock. You just kind of stick the bar through and twist. That's it. Now our hole should be close to the right size. You may have to adjust slightly, but I think it's best to measure and mark, obviously, and do it that way. Okay, so now that our tuners are on the guitar, now we need to try to get them lined up. I like to just use the box for that. You can kind of get everything straight. Same deal with your drill bit. You want to make a little flag and put it on your drill bit so you don't go through the headstock. What I like to do is literally put the screw right on the drill bit, and now I know right there is as far as I can possibly go. I like to do this with the tuners on the guitar as opposed to marking them, taking them off, is because the little nub on the tuner actually acts like a depth stop to be like, okay, absolutely do not go beyond this point. Welcome to the dark side of the basement. I've never done it this way. First time for everything, but let's try an angle grinder. She moved. We'll call that a win. Yeah, that made pretty quick work of that. Not bad. Now I'll shape it by hand. I'll be here a while. I'm done with the file. Gonna move on to sandpaper now. Okay, you guys, I'm sorry I haven't brought you along as much as I would have liked to, but this thing has been a nuisance. But the pickguard is all together. This has all got to come back apart because the body's not actually polished yet. But I just wanted to get the pickguard stuff together. Well, all right, you guys, she's all done. I'm going to do a quick little review of my own work here and tell you what I like, what I love, what I don't like, and what may change in the future. So we'll just start at the headstock. The sparkle finish on the headstock came out virtually perfect. The body is not as good. I did the body first. It still looks good. I'm still happy with it, but it could be even better. The headstock, by the time I got to doing the headstock, I had learned a lot about this sparkle finish, and I really got this right. Absolutely love these hip shot tuners. The bone nut came out good. Doing the Dunlop 6105s in this neck made it one of the best playing Teiscos I personally have ever touched. This thing actually plays very well, and that's because of taking the time to radius it and refret it. I really love the way it plays, especially for a cheapy Teisco. The pickups are super low output. You know, I knew that going in. They could be better. The reason that they're so low is because they're so far away from the bridge. This is about as small of a bridge as you could possibly use on this guitar. So what I really need is some kind of riser, and I need to extend the screws on the pickups. So I don't know, maybe if somebody out there has like a 3D printer and can help me, I could pay you for a couple of like plastic risers. I'm thinking like an 1/8 inch here and a 1/4 inch here, and then that would get my pickups a lot closer to the strings. And honestly, though they sound good, I'm positive that that would make it better sounding. The bridge itself, I am not particularly a fan of. This wasn't an expensive bridge. I think I paid like $20-some for this bridge. And though it's heavy and I dig the wraparound, I like the way it looks. What I don't like is the saddles are very, 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 very low. That makes it really difficult to intonate this guitar because if I go too much farther forward, the strings don't even contact the saddle. So this bridge just really does not work, and eventually that is going to get replaced. I'm going to put a regular kind of Tune-o-matic style bridge on here, or like a Jazz Master style bridge like I did on that red and black build I recently did. And I may even rebuild the tremolo. I have the tremolo system for this, and honestly, I think it would be more fun if I'd have put it on there. I tell you what, I absolutely hated working on this guitar because it's plywood, and that made everything a massive pain in the ass. And I cannot tell you how happy I am to just kind of be done with this for now. We'll work on it again someday. We're going to fix the problems with it. For now, it is done. I'm not in love with the pickguard, and the only reason I'm not in love with the pickguard is because this should be shaped better, and it should be sexier, for lack of a better term. I'd like to have almost all of this gone, but unfortunately, we have that big gaping hole under the pickguard where the 4 rocker switches were originally on the guitar. So there's nothing here. There's nothing to screw to, so the pickguard could not be cut any smaller than it is. Again, in the future, what we may do is route that out a little bit and glue a block of wood in here and fill it and make this body more solid. Might actually do that back here where the bridge is too, because I'm terrified, honestly, of having this bridge on here in the plywood body. This is a pretty heavy, bulky bridge, and that's why I do think a Tune-o-matic with a separate tailpiece would probably have been a better choice. Really, I think that's about it. I guess we could look at the back real quick. Happy with the tung oil finish. I do wish I had some tint to make it like a nice vintage amber or something like that. It has got some color to it now, so it looks better. I would rather have it have that vintage amber. And the finish, like I said, it's okay. It's not perfect. And that's because I basically applied the sparkle too soon. That's why I said now I know exactly how to do one of these finishes. So now that I've learned that, I think the next one is going to look great that I decide to do in sparkle. So anyway, I'm going to shut my mouth now and we're going to listen to this thing. Demo for this guitar was actually already released, so you've probably already seen it. If not, a little card's going to pop up right here and you can click that, or the link will be in the description below. Anyway, go watch the demo. Peace. Take it easy.